maybe make note of these mistakes for next time?
Yes. Yes.
So as to not repeat them?
Precisely. Do I not know how to math? Am I completely stupid? What is this?
Welcome to Cat and Raven Designs. I'm Cat, they, them.
And I'm Raven, she, her. And welcome to a middle of the day filming, which we almost never do. We're usually filming at night after the kids have gone to bed. So if you hear kids throughout this video, apologies. Oh, stink face over there. Don't worry, they are plenty far away. They are not anywhere near any of the chemical stuff. They're fine. And because I have the memory of a goldfish, I'm here in safety mode to remind you to please make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave a comment. It does legitimately help us out, and we really appreciate that. So thank you. Welcome to a, what, third video out of 5 in our newest collection, which is going to be available on November 24th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on catandраvendesigns.com. It is, of course, during our Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale. From that Friday through the following Monday, all of our bar soaps will be $5. They do go back to regular price after that, but it is a fantastic time to stock up for yourself or for gifts or for any of that stuff. So we will definitely catch you for that one. But here is the collection, the logo. Make the Yuletide gay. Don't mind if we do.
Exactly.
So this one, I'm gonna... No.
One of these days I'll get you to fall for my booby trap.
Here is my design for this one. We have done this Peppermint Bark soap before in the past. Boom, here's a picture. It was probably like 2019, 2020, I don't remember. It's been a while, but there it was. So, here's the design again. Basically the same. The only difference is my little peppermint pieces this time I did pour out of cold processed soap in advance. And that does mean I have a bunch of black and red striped unscented soaps. So if anyone would be interested in those, let me know in the comments. And it's like 5 of them. There's not very many. And I'll put them on the site when we launch the rest of these if you want to snag them. No scent, but they are pretty. They have a lot of layers. Time for fragrance and colorants. And just a heads up, yes, we are using Nature's Garden. If you missed it in the very first video for this collection, that is the Cranberry Bliss Bar. We talk about it a little bit more in depth. Nature's Garden has been purchased by another company. I have a
deep dive.
This side. Stage right? Stage left? I don't know.
One of the stages.
I'll put an iCard link. We did a deep dive on Nature's Garden ownership. They were purchased by another company, Indie Made Brands, which also owns Wholesale Supplies Plus, as well as other suppliers. They're getting kind of a large number of companies under their belt, and they have been putting more effort into being more inclusive, which we do appreciate. So we are purchasing from Nature's Garden again. And our fragrance today, fittingly, is Peppermint Bark. And here are your fragrance notes here on screen. Pause if you need to, because it is going away. And my first colorant is going to be Brown Iron Oxide from Mad Micas. And it is being joined by Mocha from Nurture Soaps to give it just a little bit more shimmer and a little bit more depth. And then my final colorant in terms of my base soap is going to be Titanium Dioxide. We get ours in a big giant tub from Mad Micas. And we mix it up with water. And then in here, you can kind of hear I've got little metal balls from my husband's painting kits. They have never been used in paint, but they are in here, and that helps mix it up.
I thought we weren't going to tell him.
See, let me have them. I communicate with my spouse. Thank you very much. And then in here, in my embeds, I have Trial by Fire for the red, and then more Titanium Dioxide. And again, these are unscented. They are cold processed soap. I didn't want to work with melt and pour.
Yeah.
I spent like 2 hours pouring, I think this was like 9 layers of red and white, because I just needed a break from melt and pour after that video last month of just so much melt and pour.
Okay. See, I did not burn myself out on melt and pour.
Yeah, I hurt myself. Not like physically, but like in my soul. I like working with melt and pour, but not that much. So the way that I'm going to be doing the pour on this one is I'm going to be doing a first initial pour. This is about 1/8 of the batter in the brown, and then the whole middle is going to be white with the embeds, and then a final layer of brown, which I have off camera. I've gone ahead and pre-mixed all my colors. I've got my fragrance in here, my kaolin clay, and in the white, I have a little bit of vanilla color stabilizer because this fragrance does discolor quite a bit by my little indicator to myself here on the top of the bottle.
Your big D on the bottle?
My big D on the bottle. So even with the vanilla color stabilizer, it is going to discolor eventually, so just be prepared for that. It's going to look nice and white out the gate, and it will probably darken over time, except for the embeds, which will stay not dark. But I didn't bother putting any of that in the brown. We'll go ahead and just let that discolor. So, safety mode. Let's see.
Engage.
More really cool safety mode engage. Here, how about this? Let's do safety mode. Woo! Safety mode engage. All right, let's go ahead and get this first layer poured, and I might speed up some of this. I don't know. We'll see. I have my little notes to myself over here on the corner to keep track of how much lye and oils I need. I'm
Show off your notes.
Very particular. I know I say this every once in a while as if there aren't largely people who've been here a while, but hi, we make cold processed soap, and that involves taking lye, water, and oils and causing them to go through a chemical reaction called saponification that turns them into soap. And that is what we are doing here. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this first layer. Ooh, that is chocolatey.
Mmm.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yes.
Oh, I love a good peppermint bark.
Same. You know what else I love? Good peppermint mocha.
Ooh. You know, it is getting close to that time of year, isn't it?
Yes. Peppermint mocha season! Screw that pumpkin spice. Give me peppermint mocha.
I did not save enough of this to put some in my tiny molds.
Whoops.
That's okay. The tiny versions will just have the top brown. All right, so we're going to let this set up, and then I will come back and texture it a little bit with a spoon, and then we'll mix up the next layer. So, be right back. Pour one is done and textured. Time to go ahead and get the middle base done. I'm a little concerned about whether or not I made enough peppermint pieces after Cranberry Bliss looked like it was missing a lot of the white chocolate chips. And I feel like I did not make as much with this as I did with that. So I don't know. We'll see.
There's a reason that my motto for like making embeds is when in doubt, make more.
Yeah, but like I'm at this point now I can't. I can't make more.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that maybe I needed to make more until after.
Oh yeah, no, if I don't know how much I need for sure, I just make more.
I felt like I was pretty sure. I committed, obviously. All right, here we go. Oh, that fragrance oil. Oh, I got another one turning yellow. Dang it. All right, well, Cranberry Bliss came back from the yellow. Maybe this one will too. Maybe it'll just be really creamy.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it being nice and creamy. So much cream.
Why are you like this? All right, in we go.
I believe we have established it's trauma.
Yeah, this looks like it's probably not going to be enough peppermints. Oops. That's okay. It's fine. It'll be fine. You're all fine with it, right? Of course you are. That is one of my favorite little vocal behaviors when we're writing. Is them asking questions, only immediately following that up with, of course you are, it's fine. Like, are you okay with this? Of course you are.
See, my other one that I really love is like when clearly everything is not fine, and you go, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. All right, we good?
Yee.
All right, let's give it a good pour.
I'm gonna step back.
Yeah, sorry.
It's not your fault. I blame the embeds.
Ploppy. Uh-oh. Messy plops.
Yeah, which is why I am stepping back.
If any of that editing was awkward, I'm sorry. I was talking about my fan fiction. And I like to keep my fan fiction and my soap making separate.
And if any of you have found it...
I don't know if they would know if they'd found it.
Yeah. If any of y'all have found it or think you have found it, be quiet.
Hush.
No, you haven't.
Well, maybe it's not so bad. I could see a fair number of peppermint pieces.
We'll see.
Maybe it's okay.
I still think it was probably definitely not enough.
Mm.
I think the one measuring cup should have been full.
Such is life. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the next bit. Top part, here we go. It should be solid enough to not need the spatula, but you never know. Better safe than sorry with these things.
Yep.
There we go.
Especially with how much you love your layers.
I do love my very precise, particular layers. I also really love peppermint bark.
Yeah.
I'm not normally a big peppermint girly, but ooh, peppermint bark is good. Okay, so I need to let that set up enough that I can texture it, and then I will do things on the top. So we're going to give that like 3 minutes. Yeah, see, we're good. Look at that. Lovely. And I think I said it the last time we made this, but peppermint bark is probably number 2 favorite winter holiday snack for me. Cranberry Bliss bar is obviously number 1, but peppermint bark, oh, so good.
Peppermint bark's number 2 for me. Number 3 for me, dark chocolate covered cherries.
Ooh.
Specifically, Queen Anne's.
The cheap ones?
Yes. Dark chocolate covered cherries. I don't know why specifically the cheap ones, because I've had the expensive ones, and they're alright. But those cheap ones.
You know, sometimes it's the cheap ones that just do it for you. Like, I really love Chef Boyardee raviolis. I know they're not really like remotely decent food, and I love a good fancy ravioli, but like, there's something about Chef Boyardee's. I don't know, man. Maybe it's nostalgia.
The Chef Boyardee one that hits the nostalgia button for me is like the SpaghettiOs with the meatballs.
Ah. All right, we've got a texture. So I've got these big chonky boys. I don't know if I have 40 chonky boys. It's the trouble. It's looking, yeah, it's seen better days.
Our grid's looking rough.
Don't judge it. Oh, it's like a grid jellyfish.
See, and the other thing is like, I thought that you were gonna like sprinkle those on top instead of doing like a...
Yeah, but I'm worried if I do that, not everyone will get one.
Oh.
Because I don't have that many. So I'm gonna just do this. And that way I'll make sure that everybody gets a piece. And if I have any extras, then I'll sprinkle those over. How about that? Does that work for you?
Oh no, the way you're doing it right now works fine too. I just thought that initially you were gonna like you do with actual peppermint bark.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's would probably have normally been the plan, but I think I did not have remotely enough of them to do that.
Oh yeah, no, obviously.
I made a mistake.
Maybe make note of these mistakes for next time?
Yes.
So as to not repeat them?
Precisely. Fast forward 1 year later, Raven does it again.
You know, if you do it again, I'm just gonna like pull up this video where I'm like, hey, maybe we record these mistakes so they are not repeated.
I can guarantee you, watch, in a year, I'll be like, I don't remember that at all. And I'll have to flash cut to this video of me being like, definitely remember to do that. Yay!
And then having to admit in the new video that Kat was right.
Like, editing Raven. Pull this up. Editing Raven has to humble pie a little bit. How did I still not have 40? What is this? Do I not know how to math? Am I completely stupid? What is this? Yeah, I do not remotely have enough to sprinkle them on into anything.
You know what you should do?
What?
I know I know you're going to roll your eyes because I'm going to say glitter.
Of course you are.
But you know how when you make like peppermint bark and you like break up the candies and you always end up with a little bit of smattering of like white candy. So like maybe like a smidge of like sparkle plenty. Like not a lot, just enough to kind of give it that appearance of the dusted white part of the candy.
I'm willing to concede to that.
Since I have a clear, reasonable reason behind that suggestion.
Yeah, I guess.
Super sparkles.
I have been convinced. Super sparkles from Nurture Soap. Alright. I don't like how right you are. That does look nice.
See, and I even said a little bit. I didn't even be like, hard on the glitter.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit. Just to give it that like white portion of like the peppermint candy.
Just a touch.
See, sometimes I'm right about the glitter.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that is good for the top, and let's get you a close-up. And there it is, all close up. You can barely see the glitter on camera because it's really, really light. But overall, I think it looks great. So we're going to give this a cut in about 24 hours. So we will see you then. Hang tight. Hello and welcome to It Is Humid Out, and Raven are become poodle. I didn't bother straightening my hair today in any way, so I just have this
Poodle fringe.
Floof. Peppermint bark is ready to be cut. The soap butt is boring. It is just plain one color, so nothing interesting to show there. But the top does look very nice. Matte, I appreciate that. So let's cut this down. Well, so far, not a terrible distribution. Not awful. We'll see.
I still think you should have made more.
Yeah, well, we are past the point of being able to do anything about it.
Past the point of... I didn't even do any shenanigans.
I think my heart just jumped entirely out of my body.
Oh no, the sounds I heard, clearly it made me stop my shenanigans. Better or worse than soap bucket in the soap batter?
I think I'm gonna throw up. Oh god. Okay, again, apparently you couldn't see, but I just definitely lost hold of the entire remaining soap loaf slab thing, and only managed to not just yeet it straight onto the floor because it got caught by our photography backgrounds, which now have soap on them.
I might need a new background.
And I'm dying a little. I don't even know what happened there. Oh! I'm stressed. Whew! Okay, let me get this out of the way. I think I'm dying a little bit. The amount of anxiety I just experienced.
In one go.
Oh. Breathe. There we go. Distribution's not terrible. Not completely pathetic. It'll do. We are definitely getting some glycerin rivers in the white, though.
You know who never gets glycerin rivers in their white? Me.
Yeah, because you don't mix yours with water, you heathen. Water-soluble titanium dioxide. So what does this do? Mixes it straight in the oils. No water at all.
Yeah, because I don't want glycerin rivers.
That's better.
Ooh.
Yeah. There we go.
So now you know the reason why I do my titanium the way I do it. Is because I don't want glycerin rivers.
I just assumed it was because you were being lazy.
No, there was actually a reason behind it.
All right. So
and I feel like a very solid one.
There's the damage right there. I'm sorry.
Is having a hard time focusing on the damage.
A little bit here. And a little bit right here.
Oof.
Yeah. Could have been worse. Didn't chuck it straight on the floor, so that's good. There we go.
Ooh.
Cute.
It's cute.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of these up.
I just realized why I was craving mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Because you've been smelling this all day?
Yes.
So I'm going to let these... get the rest of these cut, and then I'll get you a close-up, so hang tight. And here is the close-up on our Peppermint Bark bars. I think they still came out really cute, even if some of them have a little bit less peppermint than others. Some of them have quite a bit. But they smell amazing. Like, y'all are going to want to eat these, I'm just saying. So, we're going to let these go ahead and cure, and we will be back next Thursday for another video. At least I think it's Thursday. I don't know. I don't remember my filming schedule. I don't remember my posting schedule at all. So, this is, of course, your usual hydration reminder. Please make sure you go and hydrate yourselves, my friends. These are going to be available on Friday, November 24th as part of our Black Friday sale, where they will be $5 for Black Friday through Cyber Monday, and then they go back up to the normal price after that. So we will see you then. See you for the next video, and hope you have a most excellent day. Goodbye.